Hey, what's up guys? This is Cloud Cyborg. In this video, I'm going to teach you 3 different ways to create package XMLs. So without any further delay, let's get on to it, shall we? Now I use these 3 tools that you see on the screen to manage my package XMLs. The first one is the Force.com Migration Tool Package Creator, which is a Google Chrome browser extension. The second one is the Package Builder, which is a Heroku app, and the third one is a spreadsheet which I have created to manage my package XMLs. Now links for this are provided in a description, so be sure to check them out. Okay. At the end of this video, I'm also going to give a comparison of these 3 tools, where they can be used and where they cannot be used, so that you can choose your method of generating package XMLs based on your requirements. Okay. The Force.com Migration Tool Package Creator is a Google Chrome extension created by this person, Ali Perez. He is based out of Israel and he is currently working as an architect there. It's a very easy to use tool to create package XMLs. You will only need access to the Salesforce Workbench to use this tool. I'm going to demonstrate this to you now. To save time, I've already created a list of the components that I've developed in my org. Now this is a custom object, demo object1 underscore c. This object has 2 fields. These are the fields. This object also has a trigger, and this trigger is being managed by this trigger handler class. And corresponding to the handler class, we also have a test class. So here's the list. Next, I'm going to log into my developer org. Now that I've logged into my developer org, I'm going to log into the Workbench, which is workbench.developerforce.com. I'm going to agree to the terms of service, and I'm going to log in with Salesforce. Okay, now in the Jump to drop down, I select metadata types and components. Okay, now here in the screen you see a section on the left side. If you have already installed the plugin, this is a text area that will contain the XML contents. Now this is a basic template for the package XML because I have not selected any components. Now I will add my custom object to the package XML. So first I search for its metadata type, which is called custom object. Now I'm going to select custom object, and here you can see all the entire list of objects that are currently present in my org. So this list includes both standard as well as custom objects. So I'm going to scroll down and this is the demo object1 underscore c, or custom object, and I've checked the checkbox here, and on the left side you can see the XML content has been updated to add the details for this particular custom object. So what it does is that it has introduced a types element which has the members as demo object1 underscore c and the name of the metadata type, which is custom object. So in a similar fashion, I'm going to add my custom fields. So I'm going to search for field, and you see this is the custom field metadata type. I'm just click on it. Now the custom fields are arranged according to the objects they are contained in. So since our 2 fields are contained within demo object1, I'm just going to click on it, and here are my 2 fields. So I'm just going to add them, and as expected, these 2 fields are added into the package XML. So another types element has been created with this time 2 members, and the name element suggesting telling us the metadata type, which is custom field. Now I'm going to add my Apex trigger. So I'm going to search in this bar, not this one, because this search for components. Okay, this is the metadata type search bar. So here I'm going to type trigger, and it gives me the Apex trigger metadata type. So I click on it, and I see the demo object one trigger here. So I'm going to click on it, check the checkbox, and it got populated here. The same fashion I'm going to repeat for the Apex classes as well. So I'm going to search for class, then click on Apex class, and here it shows there are only 2 classes that are present in my org. So I'm going to check them both. So you see, so there are 2 Apex classes, 1 custom object, 1 custom field, and finally 1 Apex trigger. Next, I download the package XML onto my system. You can either click on the download XML button. It's going to download the package XML onto your system, but you see it's named as project components.xml. You need to manually rename it to package XML, or the method I choose to do is simply copy the text, just copy it. Okay, I'm going to open Notepad++. This is the editor I use for editing my text files. So I'm going to paste it here. I'll just I'm just going to change the format to XML so that it's better readable. So this is the package XML contents that we just created. Okay, Apex class, custom object, custom field, and custom Apex trigger. Now next thing is to change the version here. If we go back to the plugin, the plugin hard codes the API version as 34 by default. We need to manually change it into our current version, so which in my case is 43. So you need to do that into your package file. Now I'm going to save it into my desktop. Okay, I go to my desktop, and I'm just going to name it as package XML. Okay, now we switch on to the desktop. Now you see this file has been created. If we open it, you see this is the package XML file. See, I got my package XML with just some clicks. This is just one extension that I've been using for quite some time. There are other interesting extensions that are coming up in the market as well, so I would suggest you to check them out. Now next I'm going to discuss Package Builder. Now Package Builder is developed by Ben Edwards. He is based in New Zealand and currently works for a company called Cloud in IT, which is based in Auckland. Now this is a Heroku app developed using the Django framework in Python. It logs into your org using the OAuth protocol, which is basically the same way you log into Workbench, and it creates a snapshot of all the components present in your org. Let me show you how to use it. Now that I've already logged into my developer org, now next I'm going to log into the Package Builder app. I'm going to click on this. This is the Package Builder URL. Okay, and I'm going to click on Login to Salesforce. So I've logged into the Package Builder. Now here in the component option, you see there are 3 options. This is for selecting all the components, including all your managed package components. Exclude manage is if you don't want to have your managed package components, but it will have all the other components including the unmanaged package components. And the third one is the no package components, which means only your non-package components. So now I'm going to go for a third option, and I'm going to click on Get Components. Please note that depending on the size of your metadata, it's going to take quite a while for this operation to complete. Okay, the package XML has been generated for my org. Now it directly displays it in the screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the entire text. open it up in a new Notepad++ tab, and I'm going to paste it. Then I can proceed with saving the package XML file. Note that we don't need to manually change the version here, because it takes the latest API version by default, which is 43 as of now. Now the difference between this tool and the previous tool is that it takes the entire org snapshot by default. Okay. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the package XML spreadsheet to generate your package XML files. The download link is provided in the description, so please download the zip file from that link and unzip it into a folder. You will see that there are two files in that folder. The first one is a spreadsheet that's we are going to use, and the second one is a blank package XML, which is basically an empty template of the package, the XML file. Okay, there are no metadata provided in this file. The only thing that is provided is the version. Okay, this is the API version of your classes, so you can set it manually as per your requirement, as per your project standards. And this is the blank space where you need to copy the metadata from the spreadsheet. Now I'm going to open the spreadsheet. Now after opening spreadsheet, you're going to see that there's a whole bunch of spreadsheets actually inside. These correspond to the different metadata types in Salesforce. Okay, but I'm going to just stick to the first two sheets for now. I'm going to show you the different sheets during our demo. Okay, the first sheet is the instruction sheet that I've included for your reference. These are the different steps you would require to generate your XMLs from the metadata components. Okay, so you can read them. I'm going to skip this now. I'm just going to the metadata types sheet. Okay, this is the main area where is the main sheet where we will be requiring our attention. Now this is a table and it contains 3 columns. The first column is a set of the most commonly used metadata types in Salesforce. Okay, these are the metadata type names. The second column is a description. It's an optional description basically. Now the reason I've included this is because most of the metadata type names are pretty obvious, because for example, Apex class denotes an Apex class. Custom field denotes a custom field, obviously. Custom label, the same for a custom label as well. But for example, aura definition bundle, it denotes a lightning component. So I just included a description that it's basically a lightning component. So so I've included descriptions for only those names which are not very obvious. Now this I've included this as an intent to help the beginner if you have never used package XMLs before, so you might find this part very handy. Okay, and the third column is a link for each row. So as I've mentioned in the beginning that it's a collection of different spreadsheets. Now each of these sheets correspond to a metadata type that is present here. Okay, so on clicking the click here link, it takes you to the appropriate spreadsheet. Like for example, if I'm clicking on the link for the Apex class sheet, so Apex class type, then it will take me to the Apex class sheet. Okay, I'm going to come here in some bit of time, but now I'm going back to the metadata type spreadsheet. Okay, for the purpose of our demo, we are going to use the same set of metadata types, metadata components that I've used throughout the video. If you have been listening, if you have been following the video from the start, you are probably familiar with this. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create the package XML from this set of metadata types. Okay, so I start with demo object 1_c, which is a custom object. I'm going to copy the name. I'm going to go to my spreadsheet. I'm going to search for custom object, which should be around here. Okay, now this metadata, this name can be a custom object, it can be a custom setting, or it can be a custom metadata type. So all the three guys use the same name. Now I'm going to click here. It takes me to the custom object sheet. I'm going to paste my paste the name in this area. Okay, now you see on the right side in this yellow box, this denotes the XML equivalent of my object that I need to include in the package XML. Okay, now on the right side you see that this tag, the members have been the name has been automatically populated in the members tag. Now okay, now I save the spreadsheet. Now I go back to the metadata types again. Next I copy these two fields. I go here again. This time I'm going to go for custom field. Okay, click here. Now in this sheet you see there are two columns. The first is the object API name, and the component the second is the component API name. Now package XML format for custom fields requires the name to be populated with both the object name as well as the component name. Okay, these together in terms of metadata API, it is called the full name of this metadata component. Okay, so let me to repeat again, the custom field metadata type has the full name object.api name, object API name dot component API name. Okay, you will have to paste your names only in this particular row. Okay, where on the right side there is the member stack. You cannot paste somewhere here, you cannot paste the name somewhere here or in this area. You'll only need to make sure that you paste your component names in this row. Now the problem is that there is only one row and we have two fields. Now what if I what happens, let me show you what happens if I just directly paste the two fields. Okay, I'm going to copy it here again and I'm going to paste it. Not sure why this has come. Let me just erase it. Okay, these are the two fields. Now you see there is only one members, it's showing only one member. Okay, but we have two fields. So what we need to do, I'll just cut this from here. I'm just going to insert one more row on top of the existing row. As you see, there are two rows now. I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to just paste it in a so now we have two rows, okay, corresponding to the two fields. Next I'm going to enter the object name here. For these two fields, since the object name is the same, so we're going to use the same object name. Okay, paste it once here. I'm not sure why this is okay. Paste the second time here. Just Now this completes the full name of the component. Next I'm going to drag the formula. This is as you already might know, this is a formula. I'm going to drag it to the I'm going to drag it to apply it to the row above. Okay, this creates our XML package XML format for the custom fields. Next, I'm going to do the same for the other remaining metadata types. I'm just going to save the spreadsheet. Go back to metadata types. Next, I'm going to paste the object trigger. I'm going to search for Apex trigger, which is here. Clicking on here, pasting it here. Okay, this is very straightforward. Now we copy the Apex classes and we paste it here. Now I drag the formula to the top row. Okay, so we are done copying the metadata components into our sheet. Now we go back to the metadata types. Now a small tip I would like to share with you. For the metadata types where we have populated the components, I prefer to keep a small X mark. Okay, say we have added a couple of Apex classes, so I put an X, and then we have added an Apex trigger. I put an X here, and custom object X and X. Now we don't need to actually manually go to the manually keep on searching which metadata type we have fill in the components. So this makes things much easier. Next, what I will do, I'll just add a filter here. Okay, now I'm just going to select only those rows who have X. As we see, there are 4 rows. Okay, now this makes things much easier. Next, I'm going to copy all the XMLs that have been generated in these 4 sheets into my empty package XML file. So I'm going to open my blank package XML here in Notepad++. Okay, I'm going to remove this comment. Now go to my sheet. Okay, now I'm going to copy the entire yellow box which you see here. So make sure you select the entire yellow box and copy it. Go back to your package XML file and paste it here. Do the same for the other types as well. Click here, Apex class, Apex trigger. And finally the custom object. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to indent this set of tags so that it looks much better, it looks easier to read. So now we have Apex class, Apex trigger, custom field and custom object, and this is the metadata XMLs that we copied from the spreadsheet. Okay, now we save the package XML. Now, before we come to the end of this video, I would like to bring a comparison between these 3 tools and talk about scenarios where one can be used and or the other cannot. I'll start with the Chrome plugin. The Force.com Migration Tool Package Creator is the easiest to use out of the 3 to create and manage package XMLs. It provides a very intuitive point-and-click interface wherein you can select the components you want to be included in the package XML. Due to the point-and-click interface, this tool is ideal for creating small package XMLs or for creating package XMLs on the fly for a quick backup or migration of components. However, this very point-and-click interface can also be a hassle when you need to create large package XMLs, such as package XMLs representing entire orgs. Consider this scenario. where you need to create a package containing only non-package components in an org where a huge number of managed packages are installed. Creating this package can be a big hassle because the Workbench by default displays all the components for a metadata type, including all managed, unmanaged, and non-packaged components. To select only the non-packaged components, you need to manually select the components among that list. If that list is huge, then this approach can be very tiring and cumbersome. For tackling this scenario, use the package builder instead. The package builder is best used when you want to take a snapshot of your org or you want to set up a version control repository. It generates the package XML for the entire org, which includes all the metadata. You can then perform a retrieve and, if necessary, take periodic backups of your metadata. It can also act as an initial package file on which you can base your further development. This is helpful when using with a version control system such as Git. However, this tool does not allow you to choose the metadata you want in your package. It only allows you to choose whether or not to include package components. That's the only flexibility it provides. Besides, it takes quite some time to generate the package XML, which depends on the metadata size of your organization, so creating package XMLs on the fly is not feasible. In this case, I would suggest you to use the Chrome extension instead. Next, I'm going to discuss the spreadsheet. The package XML spreadsheet can be used to both generate package XMLs and to keep track of components like a usual spreadsheet. So, it combines both functionality into one. This is helpful in a team-based development where the same spreadsheet can be shared amongst the team members to keep the component list updated. Later, the package XML can be extracted from the spreadsheet and can be used to perform migration to another environment. Also, since this is a spreadsheet, you can modify it to better suit your project environment. Example, if you need to add new metadata types, you can do so easily here, unlike the other two tools for which you need to wait for the application authors to update the metadata types. You will just need to make sure that the package XML naming conventions are correct. This spreadsheet is not recommended if you want to create package XMLs on the fly, as you have the overhead of manually copying the names from the Salesforce screen to the spreadsheet and then manually copying the XML content into the package file. And the same is also not recommended if you want to take an org snapshot. Moreover, you need to have access to one of the spreadsheet software like MS Excel or Google Spreadsheets to use this file. In these scenarios, I would suggest you to use the other tools instead. So finally, we have come to the end of this video. I really hope that this video has provided you some insight as to how to create and manage package XMLs. However, there are a couple of ways which you can generate and manage your package XMLs, but these require the use of a version control system like Git. I'm going to discuss that in another video that I'm going to release in the future. But until then, stay tuned. This is Cyborg, and have a great day. Thank you.